to our presentation on Scottish Care and Information on Miscarriage. Scottish Care and Information on Miscarriage is the only charity of its kind in Scotland. It deals with miscarriage, neonatal births and stillbirth. They are the only charity of their kind because they offer certain personal and centred counselling for people who have suffered miscarriages and such, where most other charities only offer help and support for people who are not fully registered counsellor. This particular presentation was made up for a school project, YPI project thing, which is all over the world and helps raise thousands of pounds for small charities in the local area. This presentation won £3,000 for SCIM, set up Friends of Paisley in Paisley.
SCIM was founded in 1994 by a few women who needed extra help with their miscarriages, so SCIM was opened. But at first they only gave one appointment a month, and the women who opened it thought this isn't enough. So now, when SCIM opens, any day of the week, during the day when they're open, women and their partners can get extra help to get through this hard time.
The aim of SCIM is to reduce the incidence of miscarriage by using counselling, personal and centred is what we use here, stress management and fertility management to try and help the women through. So when the women are feeling anxious and just not very good after they've had the miscarriage, they can have the stress management and counselling to help them through. And if they do feel really good and want to have another try at a baby, we help them with fertility management. We'll give them some fertility management, which is a course which we made here.
Our group consists of Mary, Sarah, Rebecca, Tommy and myself, Stephen. Our first reason for choosing SCIM was the fact it's an issue that's rarely talked about and more women need to open up about their feelings. The second reason was my mum also suffered a miscarriage and a stillbirth, so I know firsthand how hard it can be, and I genuinely think with more charities and more help she could have dealt with it better, and it's just unlucky that SCIM wasn't there at the time to help her.
SCIM is mainly funded by government grants and also the Glasgow City Council, but these donations aren't quite enough. Also, there's other clients that have come here and really just admired the work that they've done, that have taken part in various fundraising events such as fun runs and bake sales. However, SCIM still is very short on cash, so we ask clients for donations when they come in, but we don't press them at all because they don't need the added stress.
The £3,000 would help SCIM immensely because it would allow them to set up Friends of SCIM in Paisley, which would be a local support group, especially for the women of Paisley who have suffered miscarriages. This would mean that those who maybe don't have the money or don't have the time to travel all the way to Glasgow to come and get a personal appointment here in the SCIM office would be able then to go during an evening once a month and have some support from people who really do know what they're talking about because they have also suffered a miscarriage just like them, and they'll be able to talk and make connections with people who have the same sort of feelings that they have towards SCIM and miscarriage.
When we visited SCIM as a group, the first thing that we noticed was that as we walked in, I expected personally a clinical atmosphere due to the nature of the counsellor's work. But as soon as we walked in, it felt homely, the wallpaper was nice and bright, it didn't feel at all like somewhere you'd be forced to go or somewhere that would have negative connotations. It was completely friendly, and there was also lots of teddies that also sort of exacerbate the feeling of happiness. There was postcards as well, and these are used so the patients can pick out how they feel if they're not quite ready to speak. We felt this was a good way of getting extremely distraught patients to finally come to terms with what they'd suffered.
This is Alison Ray and her baby Abby. Abby is now about 2 or 3, but Alison Ray had suffered 3 miscarriages before getting Abby. She suffered these 3 miscarriages and was very distraught, had not feeling any way ever tried it again. But she came to SCIM and SCIM really helped her out, and they helped her with fertility management and just tried to help her through her grief and to get another girl or boy or another baby.
The facts are this: in our class at the time we were doing this project, there was 16 girls. 1 in 4 statistically are bound to have a miscarriages. That's 4 girls out of a class of only 16, and that is approximately 200 in a year, and that's 50 miscarriages, and that is an awful lot considering it's a subject that is very rarely talked about and gets hardly any recognition. In North Lanarkshire, SCIM decreased miscarriages by 12%. Hopefully by winning this money and by opening up a Friends of SCIM in Paisley, hopefully the number of miscarriages in Paisley will also drop drop by at least the same number and perhaps more.
Within SCIM, there's 27 volunteers, 5 volunteer counsellors and 10 committee members. All of these counsellors must have been trained specifically in miscarriage and must have experienced a miscarriage also. This is because anyone can sit in front of you and say they know how you feel, but these counsellors actually do, and it makes their advice so much more accurate and helpful. Within SCIM, there is 3 forms of counselling: face-to-face, over the phone and through email. Face-to-face is for those clients who feel that bit confident and they feel that their problems will come out easier if they're with someone. Over the phone is for clients that feel a little bit shy, maybe guilty, and think that they can't deal with miscarriage face-to-face. So phone is maybe, you can start off with phone, work your way up to face-to-face, so it's kind of a stepping stone within SCIM. And also through email is for people that maybe don't have a phone or don't even want to talk, they just want to type because they feel that's how their feelings come out easier. So SCIM tries to provide for all 3 different types of clients, and we try to deal with all the problems in as many and as the easiest way possible.
And now on top of that, she has the success story of her little baby Zoe. This is Zoe. She was born very recently, as you can see, and it just shows that even though she had been lost, she now has 2 beautiful baby girls, and that she does find out that she loves these 2 as much as ever, and that the miscarriages had not hurt her really now, and she did have a lot of help from SCIM, along with fertility management and stress management and family counselling. So this is the last of our presentation, and thanks for listening and watching.